If you're looking to improve your creative writing but aren't quite sure where to start, here are a few steps you can take to upgrade your skills. Creative writing is a broad term for writing that is not academic, technical, or journalistic in nature. So instead of just trying to convey facts, the goal is to tell a story, evoke emotion in the reader, or to entertain. Oftentimes, we'll feel like we need to improve our skills without really considering what improvement looks like for us. And figuring this out will be much easier for some writers than others. I would encourage writers who are just starting out to experiment with things like short stories, sample chapters, and even flash fiction to give yourself a wider pool of work to pull from when you're looking for things that you want to improve. If you've already finished a handful of writing projects, then your own weaknesses are going to be easier to spot. And of course, if you're working in a writing group or with a critique partner, you have some external feedback to look at as well. Personally, I struggle with writing characters' internal conflicts consistently, say that 10 times fast, and I'm also always working on my prose because my default writing style tends to be kind of bland. So, whether you're struggling with pace, style, character development, plot, world building, or whatever else it may be, it will help to know the specifics. In my opinion, the common advice here is best. Read a lot and write a lot. You'll hear writers all over the place saying that. But I also want to add to that study a lot. It's not just about consuming media, but trying to pick apart and understand what the authors are doing, why they're doing it, and how they're doing it. It can be very helpful to keep notes as you're reading, almost as if you're preparing for a book report. And of course, we are not looking to copy another author's style. You can understand what they're doing well, and then by comparing different authors, books, and genres, you can get exposure to a lot of different techniques and how they can be used in very different ways. Reading outside your genre is a great way to be exposed to new styles and structures, which will give you a broader and more varied idea on how similar concepts can be used very differently. So, just because you're looking to write fantasy doesn't mean you should strictly be reading fantasy. There are also many great books on writing, craft, and stories out there that are also fantastic resources. Movies and TV can count as research as well. These are great things to study for things like characters and storytelling, but they may not be as much help if you're looking to work on your prose. So keep that in mind. Reading and studying is one thing, but once you start putting it all into practice, that's where you'll start seeing real progress. Once you know the areas you'd like to focus on and have learned new techniques, you can start testing the waters. Short stories are a great storytelling exercise for two reasons. One is that you can draft them much quicker than a full novel, obviously. But also, they give you the very helpful restriction of needing to focus on a few key concepts. Longer projects like novellas or full-length novels or even epics make it much easier to get off track. By focusing on one aspect of writing and looking at the whole story at once, it becomes much easier to see progress. If you don't often write short stories, this won't feel very natural to you, but don't put pressure on making it anything you would actually publish. This is your sandbox to experiment with new concepts, new techniques, new styles, and if it doesn't go well or if it doesn't turn out, you'll at least get an idea of what went wrong and what you'd like to do differently next time. It's also great to try writing things outside of your comfort zone. So experiment with new genres and try different points of view that you don't usually write in. Trying out new methods will stretch your writing muscles, and it also may just lead to your new favorite technique or style. Or you'll find out that first-person thrillers are just not your thing. You can also just practice on your work in progress by either going back and making changes or just doing things differently going forward. You can always incorporate new writing skills through editing. Practicing editing is just as important, in my opinion, as practicing writing. If you're new to the editing process and would like to see it broken down step by step, you can check out my recent video. And for fans of fantasy books with magic, adventure, zombies, and bounty hunters, check out Revenge of the Druid Queen. Alright, that's all I got for you, so thanks for watching. Bye!